In the heart of Accra, Ghana's loud and shining capital, lived a young woman named Akosua Mensah. She was the only daughter of Mr. Kwame Mensah, a wealthy cocoa businessman. Their house was big, their cars were new, and their clothes came from other countries. But something was missing in Akosua's life. Everywhere she went, people praised her beauty. Men gave her gifts, called her sweet names, and said they loved her. But after some time, the truth always came out. They didn't love her. They loved her father's money. A heavy heart one night, Akosua sat on her soft bed looking out the window at the city lights. "Why can't anyone love me for who I am?" she whispered to herself. She was tired of fake love, tired of people pretending, tired of being seen as a prize, not a person. The next morning, she spoke to her father. "Papa, I need to leave the city. I want to go somewhere far where no one knows me. I want to live a simple life and maybe find someone who truly loves me." Her father looked at her with kind, wise eyes. He nodded slowly. "Go, Akosua. Find what your heart is looking for, but never forget who you are." A week later, Akosua left Accra in a small trotro, wearing simple clothes and carrying only one bag. No driver, no bodyguard, no perfume, just her. She traveled far into the eastern region to a small peaceful village called Kwahu Nkwatia, where green hills kissed the sky and goats walked freely on the road. When she arrived, people looked at her curiously. She was new. She was quiet, but she smiled, greeted everyone with respect, and said her name was just Akosua. She asked around for work and soon met a kind, round-faced woman named Auntie Ya, who sold rice and beans near the market square. "You can stay with me," Auntie Ya said. "You look like a good girl. I don't have much, but I can share what I have." And just like that, Akosua began her new life. Akosua woke up early every morning to sweep the compound, fetch water, and help Auntie Ya cook. She learned how to pound fufu, how to roast plantain, and how to laugh again. She sat under trees in the evening and listened to village children sing songs. She helped an old woman carry firewood and gave her food to hungry children. For the first time in her life, she felt free. Nobody knew she was rich. Nobody cared about her clothes. They only cared that she was kind. One Thursday afternoon, as the sun was beginning to fall, a young man named Kweku came to buy food from Auntie Ya's store. He had a strong build, dark skin like fresh roasted cocoa, and eyes full of calm. He greeted her politely. "Good evening. Can I buy one cedi rice with stew, please?" Akosua served him with a smile. After that day, he returned again and again. They started talking about farming, food, music, and sometimes about life. Kweku worked on a cassava farm and raised chickens. He had no car, no phone, and no fancy clothes. But his heart was big and his hands were honest. And slowly, Akosua began to fall in love. Kweku noticed that Akosua was different. She listened when he spoke. She helped others without looking for praise. She smiled with her eyes, not just her lips. One evening, under the mango tree, Kweku said quietly, "Akosua, I know I don't have much, but if I had only one thing to give, it would be my heart. I love you. I want to walk through life with you." Akosua's heart beat fast. This was it, the moment she had dreamed of. But she also knew she had to tell him the truth. 2 days later, Akosua sat with Kweku on a wooden bench. "Kweku," she said softly, "there is something you must know." She told him everything, that her real name was Akosua Mensah, daughter of a rich man in Accra, that she came to the village to escape fake love and find someone who saw her, not her money. When she finished, there was silence. Kweku stared at her, quiet and serious. Then he smiled slowly and said, Akosua, I didn't fall in love with your name. I fell in love with your soul. Rich or poor, you are still the woman who gave her food to a child, who laughed with elders, and who looked at me with real eyes. That's the woman I want. Later, Akosua brought Kweku to Accra to meet her father. Mr. Mensah was surprised, but after talking to Kweku, he nodded. He is poor, yes, he said, but his spirit is full. He loves you truly, and that is all that matters. Akosua and Kweku had their wedding in the village under the big baobab tree. The whole village came, singing, clapping, dancing. There was no gold, no diamonds, no flashing cameras, but there was love, real love. They built a small house near the farm. Akosua used her money to help the village. She built a clinic, gave children school books, and taught young girls that their value was not in their clothes, but in their hearts. And still, every evening, Akosua and Kweku sat outside, holding hands, watching the sunset, because once a girl had left the city to find love, and found home.